How do you feel about the Conservatives' plan to turn all schools into academies in 6 years' time?
I have grave concerns about the idea of academisation. I'm very concerned that the time limit of how we can do that in 6 years without affecting or adversely affecting the education of the young people in our schools.
Do you think this will personally happen to Our Ladies?
It's very difficult to tell. If the Education Act goes through, then yes, it will. We will have to. If we don't, then it would be a matter of choice, unless, of course, something happened within school and our results fell or something else happened. The government is making it easier to force schools to become academies.
How do you personally feel about academies?
I have concerns because I feel it is a way of removing the local authority's role. A lot of schools in Lancashire haven't become academies, secondary schools, because we do have a very good local authority that is very supportive, and the collaboration between schools and the support we get from the authority is very useful. I do worry about the decentralisation of education and the idea that different schools and different academy trusts would be able to make different decisions about the education of the children in their schools. It has cost, between 2010 and 2012, it cost £1 billion to help set up academies. That, I think that £1 billion would have been better spent being given to the schools as they were, to improve their facilities, the education they're providing for their children.
If this was to happen at this school, how would it affect the staff and the pupils?
I think the pupils would probably not notice much difference. The biggest part would be how it would affect the staff, and that's not just the staff, but the teaching staff, is the admin staff too. So the idea that you become a business and all the control of the money and the VAT, all the things that are involved in that, is a much bigger role for those people, and is quite, obviously it's possible because other schools have done it, but it is something that is a massive change. Theoretically, we could change the pay and conditions for all our staff, and that would have an impact on them, obviously, because we wouldn't have to pay what the national pay scales are for teachers. As a Catholic school, we wouldn't be able to become a standalone academy, and we would have to become a part of an academy trust, and we would be sponsored by the diocese academy trust. So I believe that in a Catholic academy we would maintain the good conditions for staff, but obviously that is a threat, and they would feel threatened by that.
How would this affect the morale of the staff?
I think they would be very worried. I think the run up to it happening would be a huge concern, because obviously they would be concerned about their role, their pay, conditions. We could demand that they worked on Saturdays, late at night. We already know that staff go home and work really hard after 3 o'clock preparing and marking, and I wouldn't want to increase their workload, but staff are very worried about workload, understandably, and that does concern me.
Would the school as a whole lose its identity, would you say, then, if you were to be academised?
I think in this area, probably not. I think we look at other schools that have academised in Lancaster and Morecambe, and they haven't lost their identity. It might have changed a little, but I don't think to parents it's made a huge impact. We would still be a Catholic school. We would be joined to other primary schools, and there is an advantage in that. And you know, that for transition and movement between the schools, Key Stage 2, Key Stage 3 transition, I can see there could be benefits of working together. But I think we could do that without the academisation status being forced on us.